were recruiting him, I was pretty impressed with the fact that here was a guy who was a freshman at heavyweight, which is not necessarily a weight that freshmen do real well. I believe he was in the state semifinal as a freshman. He placed in the top 4. So in the large school class. So that my first impression was, okay, this is a kid that in the future is going to be pretty darn good.
To be Willie's teammate was a phenomenal experience. Willie's the kind of guy that when he walks into the room, you feel like you've known him forever. He's got a great sense of humor and just lights up a room. Willie was the heavyweight on our team, and I think when he reported his freshman year, he was a 330-pound heavyweight.
The thing that we probably had going for us a little bit was that Coach Fritz was interested in him for football, an offensive lineman. They gave him what they call that preferred walk-on status. And so I think that made a big difference with Willie coming to CMSU to wrestle is that he could also play football, and I didn't mind.
He was dominant in this sport. When Willie went out on the mat, sitting there as his teammates, if we were in a close match, we felt confident that he was going to come back not only with a win, but almost always with 6 points for pinning his opponent.
He's the all-time leading scorer in CMSU wrestling history, so that says a lot. He was very dangerous on top, very dangerous from the feet at times, got a lot of pins and scored a lot of team points for us. We had a lot of meets come down to heavyweight, and Willie won, 3-time All-American.
Willie off the mat, again, was just the guy that lit up the room. He was always having a good time, always smiling, always joking, and just made you have a good time.
I always think about Willie. Willie's wrestling in his senior year, and the kids from Ashland's dad is just all over Willie about Willie's stalling, Willie's doing this, Willie's doing that. And Willie turns around in the middle of the match and I think takes the guy down and turns around in the middle of the match and says, "That wasn't stalling." And, Willie was always a fun guy to be around. He had a good sense of humor.
One day before practice, he was laying on the mats and I went over and jumped on him. And Willie got both his hands underneath me and bench pressed me basically, and it felt like I went to the ceiling. And he caught me and set me back down, but that's just how impressive Willie was as an athletic specimen.
It was an honor to coach Willie. He was a good influence on the team. He was one of our captains. He left CMSU with 3 All-American rings. There aren't a lot of kids out there that can say that. It was good to have him on the team. He added a lot to our program. And he's one of the guys, that helped bring us around so that we were always in that top 15 range, the national tournament. He was a good person. He's a police officer now. It was fun to recruit somebody and have somebody wrestle for me that you were pretty sure going into the match, not even pretty sure. We were almost always sure going into the match that he was going to win.